Please be seated.
Okay, good morning, everyone. My name is Lauren Sales, and I'm the Senior Associate Dean of Education and Professor of Economics. It is my great pleasure to welcome you to the 2026 MBA Diploma Ceremony. It is such an honor and personal joy to see you all here today. Today's event marks a seminal moment in your career as well as your life. This day is all about you and your achievement. As a new graduate for a top-ranked MBA program, you have just completed a monumental accomplishment. As we gather here today, it is impossible not to be struck by the incredible spirit that unifies this MBA class. Thinking about these remarks, one thing that struck me was that this is a class of many firsts, and I want to kind of give you a little bit of a glimpse on them. In an effort to spark connections, you started the first ever social network meetup for online hybrid, bringing classmates together across major cities around the US. You introduced the Tartan Sash and Pin program, giving visible meaning to the countless ways students contribute, lead, and belong. You stepped forward as the inaugural peer connectors, turning competition into collaboration and raising the bar for what it means to support each other. You looked beyond borders and built the first Asia track, securing more than $10,000 in alumni support. You became the first cohort of the Gallup Boards Fellows and Zenith program, stepping into rooms where decisions are made and perspective matter. You also brought back many meaningful traditions. You brought back the annual cultural festival, celebrating 13 countries and drawing over 200 attendees. You revived Spirit Week, reminding us all that joy, energy, and a little bit of competition still have a place in business school. You reimagined Giving Day, transforming it into a powerful demonstration of impact while raising over $15,000 for student organization and the broader community. You had an online hybrid team compete in the lead sustainability case competition. And you brought your affinity clubs and you redefined what it means like to host peers, turning it into an experience, celebrating cultural dances, holiday tradition, bold attires, and shared stories. I always like to do numbers at the end of my classes, so I'll do some here. This class had 4 online hybrid graduates competing in the McGinnis Venture competition and then were awarded the Geberer Sandbox Fund Prize. 125 of you traveled to international capstone experience, expanding understanding of global business from lived experience. The Tepper Women in Business Leadership Conference welcomed 200 attendees, and the Military Ball in this very room reached new heights with over 275 attendees, honoring service, commitment, and community in a setting that bridged tradition and connection. A standard example of collaboration was the graduate and undergraduate real estate club coming together to host a summit for 180 students and national recognized professionals. I have my own personal favorite. You also added about 200 ducks to my car, so I'll put this one over there. So what does all of this mean? The world you're stepping in is not one that needs smart leaders. Not only that, it needs builders of community. It needs people who can create what doesn't exist and revive what still matters. Years from now, future classes will wear sash, join treks, and participated in events that you have created. They might not know your name, but they will live in the culture that you set forth. And this legacy is worth celebrating. Everyone, please join me in recognizing the class of 2026 with a round of applause. And because no one achieves greatness alone, I would like to congratulate all of the parents, partners, family members, and guests of our graduates. As our students know well, they would not be here without the sacrifice, encouragement, and support that you have given them over the years. With that, I would like to ask the class of 2026 to join in a round of applause for those who helped make this day possible. Class of 2026, we know that faculty and staff here at the Tepper School played an important role in your experience. I would like to recognize faculty and staff who are here today. Faculty, as I call you, please briefly rise. Senior Associate Dean of Faculty and Richard C. Green Professor of Finance, Dwayne Seppi. Assistant Dean Master Program and Associate Professor of Organization and Theory, Strategy and Entrepreneurship, Oliver Hall. Associate Dean of Engagement and International Partnership and Teaching Professor of Strategy, David Major. Thomas Lord, University Professor of Economics, Dennis Apple. Thomas Lord, Professor of Organizational Behavior and Theory, Linda Argoti. Dempo Professor of Operation Research and Computer Science, R. Ravi. Associate Professor of Economics, Aniko Uri. Associate Professor of Economics, Ariel Zetlin-Jones. Associate Professor of Ethics, Tae-Wan Kim. Associate Professor of Marketing and Strategy, Tim Derdinger. Associate Professor of Organizational Behavior and Theory, Catherine Shea. Associate Teaching Professor of Business Management Communication and Director of Learning Evaluation and Success, Clara Burke. Associate Teaching Professor of Business Strategy, Dave Lamont. Associate Teaching Professor of Business Communication and Actis, Dave Goyette. Associate Teaching Professor of Accounting, Austin Sudbury. Associate Teaching Professor of Entrepreneurship, Meredith Grelli. Associate Teaching Professor of Business Communication, Carla Bevins. Assistant Teaching Professor of Business Analytics, Ben Collier. Assistant Teaching Professor of Business Communication, Christopher Peace. Assistant Teaching Professor of Business Communication, Emily Dejeu. Assistant Teaching Professor of Business Communication, Guillermo Caliendo. Distinguished Service Professor of Management, Robert Kelly. And to all of the staff, if you could please stand and be recognized. MBA candidates, esteemed colleagues, and distinguished guests, it is my distinct pleasure to introduce to you our Dean. Dr. Isabel Bajou is the Dean of the Tepper School of Business and Richard P. Simmons Professor of Finance, a widely regarded leader in academia, finance, and interdisciplinary education. She joined us in the fall of 2020 from McGill University in Montreal, where she served as the Dean of the Faculty of Management. Born in Paris, she holds a doctorate from the University of Paris, Dauphine. Dean Bajou's term as Dean of the Tepper School ends with this academic year, at which time she will join the faculty as Professor of Finance. Her tenure as Dean has been remarkably impactful, and her leadership of the Tepper School has been characterized by an emphasis on interdisciplinary education and collaborative research. During her tenure, Dean Bajou has launched our strategic plan to propel the Tepper School into the intelligent future, and supported the launch of Tepperspective, our thought leadership website and podcast, to broaden the reach and impact of our faculty research. Her many accomplishments also include establishing a diversified portfolio of master's degree program, successful stewardship of the school financial resources, and the recruitment of 35 tenure track and teaching track faculty who will provide the school intellectual foundation into the future. In addition, more than 3,600 students have graduated from our PhD, master's, and undergraduate programs during her time as Dean. As we welcome Dean Isabel Bajou to the podium, please join me in a round of applause in recognition of her leadership of the Tepper School.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Professor Alice, for this very gracious introduction. It is a great pleasure to be here today to celebrate the graduates of the Tepper School's MBA class of 2026. Today we celebrate your hard work and dedication to your studies. This ceremony is especially meaningful to me as it was said, this is my final commencement as Dean of the Tepper School. I am deeply grateful for the opportunity to have served in this role and to have shared in the celebrations of the past 5 graduating classes. As MBA students at the Tepper School, you harnessed your ambition and embarked on a graduate school journey unlike any other. You juggled classes and school projects with work and personal life, and through it all, you excelled. We are living in a world marked by rapid technological change, political uncertainty, shifting economic landscapes, and complex business challenges. The very nature of business is evolving at an unprecedented pace. However, it is precisely in this environment that the Tepper School distinguishes itself. We do not just equip you with knowledge, we empower you with the tools and mindset to strive amidst uncertainty. Your time here has been more than mastering frameworks and theories. It has been about developing the analytical rigor, the data-informed decision-making, and the innovative spirit necessary to navigate a complex and uncertain world. You have learned to leverage the power of data, technology, and artificial intelligence to solve real-world problems. You have honed your ability to collaborate and lead diverse teams. And you have cultivated the resilience and adaptability required to embrace change and seize opportunities. The challenges you will face will be significant, but so are the opportunities. The skills you have developed at the Tepper School, your ability to analyze, strategize, and lead are in high demand. You are prepared to not only adapt to the uncertainties of the future, but to shape it. You are ready to lead with confidence, innovation, and integrity, and to make a meaningful impact in the world. I can tell you for certain that our program is quite rigorous, and that those of you we are honoring today have worked extremely hard to meet our stringent demands. The accomplishments of the Tepper School are a testament to the incredible faculty we have here. Our faculty members are the bedrock of our institution, committed to academic excellence and dedicated to nurturing and guiding our students through their academic journey. They inspire excellence in every student they encounter, instilling in them the drive to pursue greatness and providing them with the tools to succeed. Please thank them. As I mentioned previously, my tenure as Dean will conclude next month, after which I look forward to returning to the faculty here at the Tepper School and being able to teach our amazing students. Equally integral to our success are our exceptional staff, who ensure the smooth functioning of our academic programs and administrative operations. Please, another round of applause for them. And let us not forget about the families and friends here today. Your unwavering support and encouragement have played an integral role in the achievements we celebrate today. Your guidance and example have paved the way for our graduate success, and for that, we thank you. Before I invite our guest, Lyenda Simpson Delp, to the podium, I want to leave you with the inspiring words of Andrew Carnegie. Think of yourself on the threshold of unparalleled success, a whole, clear, glorious life lies before you. Carnegie's first point, you should view yourself on the threshold of unparalleled success, is a powerful reminder. We have prepared you for remarkable achievements. Do not dwell on past setbacks. See this moment as the launch pad for your potential greatness. Secondly, a whole, clear, glorious life lies before you. Paints a picture of a future filled with promise. Regardless of your path, your potential for greatness is within reach, waiting to be seized through determination. As you live here, I hope you take with you the skills you have gained and continue to ask hard questions and seek out the answers that will make for the betterment of society. Remember, being an effective leader means creating a culture of continuous learning and development, where knowledge transfer and lifelong learning are a priority. I want you to be proud of what you have accomplished, and even more proud of what you will accomplish. Use sound judgment, as well as data, to lead others into the intelligent future. We did not just teach you about business intelligence, we taught you about intelligent business. Use those skills wisely, ethically, and responsibly. I offer my congratulations to each one of you and those who supported you along your journey and your graduation from the Tepper School of Business. We wish you the best in your careers and in your lives. And please stay connected with each other, with the Tepper School, and with Carnegie Mellon University. It is now my honor to introduce our guest speaker today, Lyenda Simpson Delp. Lyenda is head of the Global Insurance and Institutional Asset Solutions team at Franklin Templeton, a global asset management firm. Lyenda is also the chair of the Tepper School of Business Board of Advisors, and I have enjoyed getting to know her over the last few years. I want to thank her for her ongoing service to the Tepper School. Since graduating from the school in 1997, Lyenda has had a distinguished career with roles at leading global firms, including BlackRock and Goldman Sachs. She is known for building high-performance teams focused on delivering custom solutions to meet client needs and strategic objectives. Her accomplishments include driving business growth through strategic client engagement, leading and scaling client relationships, and delivering revenue expansion across private and public markets. Before coming to the Tepper School, Lyenda earned a bachelor's degree in biochemistry and chemistry with honors from the University of the West Indies in Kingston, Jamaica. She's involved with multiple non-profit and currently serves as the secretary of the board for the American Foundation for the University of the West Indies. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Lyenda Simpson Delp.
Good morning, Dean Isabel, distinguished members of the faculty, distinguished guests, graduates. It is truly my honor to be here and to be asked to speak with you today. I have to say, I especially enjoyed the privilege of being in the green room with the faculty, some of whom I've known from my days here. What an awesome day this is. It is a tremendous accomplishment you're here to celebrate, and my hearty congratulations go out to all of you. This hooding ceremony marks such an important milestone during a delightful weekend, despite the weather, which you have earned because of tremendous accomplishment and years of hard work. For most of you, this will be the last of your major academic pursuits, and likely one of the most significant moments in your career and academic life. So consider it carefully and embrace the significance of this moment. Right now, it really cannot be overstated. Pause to soak it in. And better yet, just for a minute, I want the graduates to close their eyes briefly and focus on how you are feeling. Yes, please. No, I'm not a hypnotist. That's not what we're going to do here. This is not time for a quick power nap either, if you had too much celebrating last night. But the reality is that in life, we often don't take time to truly appreciate significant milestones. So close your eyes, please, graduates, and consider how you are feeling at this moment. As you are closing one chapter of your life story and starting an important, perhaps defining, new story in your professional life. And I'm going to count down to open. So 3, 2, 1. Open your eyes now, please. Some are still closed. Okay, so hopefully most of you are feeling exhilarated, excited to embark on the rest of your career. Perhaps move to a new home with permanent furnishings, set down roots somewhere. You may be anxious at the future, even though it may be promising. It's scary since it's unfamiliar, uncertain what you're going to be writing. There may be sadness to be leaving this place, the security of a predetermined schedule of where to go and how to use your time, the close friends and deep relationships you have made, the familiar routines. All of this meant so much and were part of your story in the last few years. Whatever you are feeling right now, this weekend, though, you become a newly minted MBA holder. You made, yeah. You made a major investment when you started this program with a goal to propel yourself forward, and it's time to begin. What happens next? Just how far you will go is largely up to you. In the rapidly evolving times we live, accomplishments in the business world are wide-ranging. There seems to be no limit for some successes. The future is a blank canvas indeed. So how do I know this? Well, as you heard, I once sat in your seat, and reflecting in my years since I was here, I've written for the class of 2026 my own 6 life lessons, which I believe can profoundly impact your professional success and possibly your overall happiness. So here we go, starting with number 6. Make and keep a great first impression. How do you do this? The moment you start working, focus on consistently showing that great work ethic that you had to prove here. As Tepper grads, you will simply be continuing the discipline which helped you succeed here. You should resolve to continue this discipline about showing up, engaged and committed to demonstrating expertise and high performance in whatever it is you choose to do next. This is about building your reputation and early becoming known for something really good. Harness your individual superpower and deploy it. Here's the thing, standing out in the work world requires long-term sustained commitment, technical skills, great judgment, and navigating changing times. Earning a great reputation that is burnished as you progress will help you along the entire career journey. Number 5, seek inspiration and then become inspiring yourself. What happens to us when we are inspired? We become uber motivated, and we believe that we are up to whatever task, that we can pursue hard things, overcome challenges, persevere, and so on. Inspiration enables us to look within, to find ways to continue to do our best work, even when we're a little doubtful. Small wins over and over, consistently, will build on each other to greater accomplishments. So pursuing harder things and succeeding at them, even some of them, can compound to a major level of success. And inspiration can help you do that. And of course, plenty of sources of inspiration abound if you look. Consider, for example, just for fun, some of the awe-inspiring moments we've witnessed in recent weeks on the national and global stage, including the comeback performances of athletes like Michaela Schifrin in downhill skiing or Alicia Liu's thrilling gold medal performance in ice skating. Both of them returned to their sport after major injury and failure. And then last weekend, in 2 minutes, we saw a horse named Golden Tempo come from dead last position in an intimidating field to win the Kentucky Derby and put its female trainer, Cherie DeVoe, in the history books. Sports are always great for analogies because everybody knows the story, and we can quickly focus on the lesson to be learned here. We also have other examples, though. In aeronautics, NASA sent 4 people further into outer space this year than ever before. And in the business world, you'll be hearing from NVIDIA's Jensen Huang this weekend, whose story of belief, determination, and perseverance is remarkable. And within our own Tepper alumni community, we have many alum who have stories of successes, some including significant accomplishments after deep disappointments and trials, such as Sujal Shah, who was in the class of 2024, whose company was almost bankrupt and managed to turn it around and achieve a major breakthrough and sold it for $4.3 billion. So there are many such examples, and some of them, we're pleased to say, came right from this place. Rare and remarkable accomplishments like those remind us that our own goals are not unattainable, that hard things are worth working towards, and that the benefits can be impactful and life-changing. But inspiration abounds in our daily lives as well. I'm often inspired by my own 3 daughters, who have each tackled major challenges in context and succeeded. Seeing up close each girl's concerted effort, perseverance, and progress remind me that belief in oneself and in others around you, combined with motivation, makes a powerful elixir on many, many levels. So inspiration creates belief, which is fuel for our inner being. It can fill up your tank and enable you to go farther than you would have before. And the lovely part is that in so doing, you can become inspiring yourself. You don't have to be an Olympian, a Guinness World Record holder, or super wealthy to be someone who inspires. Many unsung heroes are not in the news or even written up in case studies, and yet they get our attention in ways that are profound and impactful. Their stories become beacons for others navigating a course and help others develop belief. Each of you, sitting there in your cap and gown, can become one of these remarkable stories we will talk about in years to come. And I'll share this. When someone looks you in the face and says, "You are an inspiration to me," it is an amazing and wonderful feeling. Number 4, stay curious and never stop learning. Tepper grads, here's the thing on lifelong learning. This may seem obvious to you because you are a super smart group, but I would be remiss to omit an explicit point in a conversation like this. Lifelong learning is about staying abreast of developments wherever you are. And the need to stay abreast of developments in business, technology, and industry has never been as important as it is now. This applies to almost every industry or occupation, and is not all about artificial intelligence. As you graduate today, you are ready for the current state of the world. You're at the cutting edge of so much, but the world is moving fast. And research advances across industries aided by AI are enabling evolution to happen even faster. Being a lifelong learner is about a quest to stay current in your discipline, curious of developments, knowledgeable on others' perspectives, and prepared for what's next so that you can continue to lead the charge into the future. It's about not losing the edge you are graduating with today. And it's true, there's no doubt artificial intelligence is creating angst for all of us in the workforce because the headlines are mostly scary. I just returned from the Milken Institute Global Conference, an annual convening of major leaders in every field, from healthcare to tech to finance, literature, entertainment, politics, of course, business. Every session, there was some comment about reference to the impact of AI. But here's an uncommon point. Some experts observed that AI was now being unduly blamed for large layoffs by companies whose weak margins and fundamental practices were not meeting expectations. So it was easy just to attribute cost cuts to AI because it was a palatable way to explain their own desperate measures. This rhymes with a recent article in another paper which cited that there is some good news for hiring of new university grads by consulting firms, realizing they need to continue significant hiring in entry-level roles. Another key theme is that AI was making humans with secure jobs more efficient or insightful in your current roles. And the last point on this I'll note is that just this week, Mark Zuckerberg said, some of the announced job cuts at Meta won't mean that those people will actually be leaving those jobs. They'll actually just be changing to different roles because new projects are being spun up. So my key takeaway here is that there are jobs that will be taken by AI, and there are new ones, new business lines, new opportunities, perhaps whole new industries created, which humans will be involved in. There will be real demand for people like you, grads, for the humans who use the efficient outputs from AI to deliver more, make better, smarter, more insightful, more efficient, and interesting insights. So my suggestion is embrace the scenario that some humans may fall behind, but you are the intelligent future, and you are well positioned to benefit from this. Number 3, stay curious and keep learning. Be kind to yourself and others. Why does this matter? A speech to MBA grads. Sometimes we forget. Number 3, be kind to yourself and others. Why does this matter in a speech to MBA grads? Sometimes we forget that we are not solely hard-charging, high achievers, and we are indeed humans who, over a long life, will have experiences that won't unfold the way you expect. Some of you will go into high-stress environments. Even the most zen or successful of us will face disappointments and challenges on the way to achieving greater goals. In some instances, you may have taken risks to pursue an attractive opportunity, reward, or benefit. Inherently, not all risks are going to pay off. Treating yourself kindly will help you cope. Learn the lessons if appropriate, get back up, and persevere. And on being kind to others, Give back, share when you are ready and maybe before you feel ready. Because engaging with fellow colleagues and alumni may be beneficial in ways you won't even imagine. It's true there may be some gentle encouragement to donate to the university, but consider this, if that's the price that you pay in this way, it's not entirely selfless or altruistic. It's a way to network, to deepen relationships, and to share ideas with others whose interests may overlap. In my own household, my husband, a fellow classmate from CMU, is currently CFO at a firm where he was recruited by 2 classmates from GSIA. So consider giving and engaging when you can, and to whomever, especially those who will never be able to help you. Because, frankly, this world needs more people with the mindset that kindness benefits us all, including the giver, and that is a powerful thing in and of itself. The kinds of golden rules we learn as children, but sometimes we forget. Number 2, be lucky. Yeah, what did I say? I said be lucky. I'm not talking about the kind of luck that shows up as good health, great genes, or a life of privilege. In this context, I'm talking about luck in the workplace. After almost 30 years of experience, I believe you can engineer some amount of this so-called luck. There's an adage that goes, luck is where hard work meets opportunity. And I believe, and as I reflect on my own and others' experience, that it wasn't quite so, and more a matter of individuals who were working hard and whose long-term hard work had come together with a solid reputation to position them for the right situation. And that is what showed up as luck when they were in fact chosen for something they had been preparing for all along. This version of luck is a byproduct of what I've mentioned in the lesson so far. The hard work, the great reputation, staying curious and connected, and being the kind of person people like to work with, kind and caring. And so we're on to number 1. Finally, pull them all together, all of what I've said before, and own it. O-W-N-I-T, especially for you new grads about to start on an amazing journey. Be intentional about all the habits that you develop and the ways you execute daily that set you on your own path. Set up a system that incorporates all of this advice and works well for you, because it will predispose you to success, and then you can stick to it. Be really intentional. When you read stories about some of the incredible athletes we mentioned, or highly successful entrepreneurs, or other business leaders who are or other leaders who are at the top of whatever is their field, there are many stories of sometimes seemingly quirky behavior that serve them well. Figure out what is your quirky behavior that will serve you well and embrace it. I'll share one of mine with you. My pre-performance routine before a high-stakes presentation is to give myself a little pep talk. I'll look in the mirror and say things like, "You've done all the prep, you know as much as they do, likely more, and you will work harder than anyone at this opportunity. Go do it." I'll say things like, "You girl, you got it." Then I check my teeth, because the last thing you want is lettuce or some little detail like that to undercut a big moment. And then I walk into a large conference room, and in the field that I'm in, it's often facing a group of men, and I hold my head high, I take my place, and I do it over and over and over. I have. So that's just one of my quirky habits, my life hacks as I call them, which I follow faithfully, as they have helped me lead a complex life as a working mom, a wife, a daughter, my dad is here today, and with a big job, striving to win in my career as I juggle all of these things. Why am I so certain this is good advice? As I said, I was there. We didn't have quite the nice building as you have now at Tepper, but it was a great experience. I walked that path 29 years ago, graduating, and 2 years before that, I had arrived from Jamaica as an international student who had set sights on a master's at CMU. I grappled with many challenges, some of you would recognize, and a few special ones that are more familiar to those of us who came from abroad. As an international student who had scraped all my family resources to be able to afford CMU, I lived frugally, budgeted carefully, and took whatever TA opportunities I could to supplement my very meager surplus funds. I had won an academic scholarship of $5,000 per year from the Organization of American States, a very, very small amount, as you know, even for those times. And I had continuous worry about how to finance my studies during my time. But it didn't stop me from immersing myself, as I was going to get my money's worth and then some. So I was elected management game president, co-president of the Women in Business Club, Consulting Club, and Toastmasters chapter. I grabbed every opportunity, as I'm sure many of you did, as we heard from Professor Alice earlier. And yet, I truly caught my stride after earning the MBA and entering the US workforce. And I attribute that to the tools and knowledge I gained during my years in the program here. So I remember early in my career while at Goldman Sachs, my manager gave me feedback that she thought I was more analytical and more considerate of a wide range of perspectives than many of my peers. This, combined with my great work ethic, which all CMU graduates possess, was my early reputation. And I credit much of that style to what I'd experienced here, thrust into an environment anchored in analytical rigor, and as importantly, required that I worked well with classmates from many countries, cultures, communication styles, and experience levels to be successful. That experience has been one of the greatest contributors to my success in the competitive world of finance. I've been leading global teams across many countries and currently lead teams that are in different areas of maturity in finance, including responsibility for a team that's at the really cutting edge of the frontier of finance. And in my 30 years post-MBA, I am now still having great fun with colleagues working on ways to advance myself and others and build businesses and bridge widely different thinking as I had the exposure to here. So across traditional and decentralized finance, I still use the skills that I learned here. And you better believe I'm leveraging AI wherever we can. You don't have to aspire to run a global team to become CEO or any of these other examples I gave earlier to appreciate that we are so interdependent and interconnected, and we have to operate in ways that continue to connect us more. So we're better off figuring out as the intelligent future how we continue to work well together. This is why I've been so pleased to see also the greater emphasis on international programs that Dean Isabel pursued as leader of the Tepper School and Professor Alice mentioned earlier. So these 6 guiding principles I shared with you have enabled me to have a rewarding career. And my career, I hope, is still unfolding. I'm still very curious, I'm still working hard, I'm learning. And this is how I'm going to keep at it, until I decide to pause and spend time with a good book on a beach in the Caribbean. But until then, for you, class of 2026, I just want to say a huge congratulations. My hope for each of you is that you will find work that you love, or soon grow to love, that you'll be very lucky, that it will be worthy of everything that you want to do here, and that in life, you experience much joy in owning your destiny. I won't ask you to close your eyes again. I do hope you take these 6 lessons to heart as you pursue success in your own terms. We can't wait to see how you will inspire. Thank you.
Lyenda, thank you for sharing such personal and powerful lessons for our graduates today. Your remarks beautifully reinforce the importance of lifelong learning and perseverance. They also reminded our graduates to build careers grounded not only in achievement, but also in generosity and humanity. On behalf of our graduates, their guests, and the Tepper School faculty, I would like to thank you for being with us today and to present you with the Tepper School of Business Award for Distinguished Alumni Speaker. We are very pleased to honor your success and accomplishments. Thank you.
We will begin the presentation of the faculty and student recognition, followed by the presentation of diplomas to the graduate. I will start by recognizing the faculty who have demonstrated an exceptional commitment to teaching excellence. The George Leland Bach Excellence in Teaching Award honors faculty excellence for teaching in the MBA program. The graduating class votes among those nominated to determine the winner. This year, the nominees are Professor Austin Sudbury, Professor Ben Collier, and Professor Oliver Hall. This year, the recipient of the George Leland Bach Excellence in Teaching Award is Professor Benjamin Collier. Ben, you can come here. Professor Collier teaches several analytic classes in the MBA program. A common refrain for his class is how much fun he makes analytics. That's not a small feat. A student defined him as, and this is all caps, the GOAT of analytics at Tepper. Congratulations, Professor Collier, on this honor. Now, please join me in welcoming Professor Clara Burke, Associate Teaching Professor of Business Management Communication and Director of Learning Evaluation and Success, to the podium to announce the MBA Program Student Awards.
Good afternoon. The Tepper School prides itself on its academic rigor. And along with that toughness comes a remarkable spirit of cooperation and support of fellow students that helps everyone succeed. We have students in the class who distinguish themselves by their exemplary efforts in serving as teaching assistants in many of our core and elective courses. As I call your name, please stand and remain standing so that we may recognize the whole group of outstanding teaching assistants. Michael Adoro. I'll keep reading and we can do some applause at the end. Please stand. Olivia Aern, Sarah Ashkar, Om Brownboot, Bhuvaneshwari China Tumbe, Aster Chemalevsky, Judy Cohn, Olivia Demkowitz, Spencer Ennis, Kevin Hong, Ashwini Karanth, James Kromka, Hakyo Lee, John Lemaster, Lindsay Leskenin, Sam Lin, Diyesha Malhotra, Leon Manji, Richard O, Balindo Satoris, Maya Sprouse, and Nikita Suman. By nomination of the Tepper School faculty, these students are the winners of the 2026 Outstanding Teaching Assistant Award. Thank you, and congratulations to you all. Some of our students will be graduating with university honors. We will recognize those students as they cross the stage during the awarding of degrees. The Tepper Leadership Distinction is a new honor, recognizing master's graduates who have had a meaningful leadership impact on the Tepper School community. This year, we're proud to recognize members of the Graduate Business Association, whose dedication has helped shape the student experience. As this tradition grows in the future, it will continue to celebrate the many forms of leadership that strengthen our community. We invite you to join us today in recognizing these graduates who are wearing silver and red cords. Next, we will recognize the 2026 recipients of the Tepper School of Business Awards. Would the following students please join us on the stage? Aster Chmielewski, Tiana Jarman, Ashwini Karamp, and James Kromka, Michael Lawn, Jihoon Lee, Greg Roeder, Christian Strain, Per Taewan, and Luke Vani. The Robert Sullivan Distinguished Community Service Award recognizes the graduating MBA student who has demonstrated a strong commitment to the community through leadership, volunteering, and service projects. Please join me in congratulating Per Taewan. The Yuji Ijiri Award for Academic Excellence in Accounting recognizes a graduating student for achieving excellence in the area of accounting. Please join me in congratulating Jihoon Lee. The John R. Thorne Entrepreneurship Award recognizes a student with outstanding potential for an entrepreneurial career, as evidenced by work in the Tepper School of Business academic and experiential programs. Please join me in congratulating Ashwini Karanth. The Tepper School of Business Award for Academic Excellence in Finance is based on outstanding performance by a graduating student in the finance curriculum. Please join me in congratulating Greg Roeder. The Tepper School of Business Award for Academic Excellence in Marketing honors a graduating student who has demonstrated excellent marketing skills or aptitude through superior work in a marketing concentration, participation in the marketing club, and any other significant contributions to marketing, education, or research at the Tepper School of Business. Please join me in congratulating Aster Chmielewski. The Accelerate Award for Excellence in Organizational Behavior, Communication, and Leadership is based on performance in organizational behavior and communication core and elective courses, along with engagement in leadership development while at the Tepper School. Please join me in congratulating Tiana Jarman. The Edward R. Mosier Award for Excellence in Operation acknowledges a graduating student achieving excellence in the area of operations management. Please join me in congratulating Luke Vanny. The Francis G. Walker Award for Academic Excellence in Strategic Planning is based on outstanding performance by a graduating student in elective strategy courses. Please join me in congratulating Christian Strain. Building on our recognition of excellence within each of the programs, we now turn to celebrate students who have demonstrated outstanding achievement across their entire academic journey. The Tepper School gives 2 awards to recognize the top students of the graduating class, one honoring exceptional academic performance and the other acknowledging a remarkable combination of academic success and an interdisciplinary approach to their studies. The recipient of the Outstanding Academic Achievement Award in the MBA program is Michael Lawn. Finally, our most prestigious award is the Elliott Dunlap Smith Award for Excellence, named in honor of the former provost of Carnegie Mellon, who was instrumental in founding the Graduate School of Industrial Administration, now the Tepper School of Business, in 1949. Awarded by vote of the faculty, the Elliott Dunlap Smith Award for Excellence is presented to the graduating student who best exemplifies both the mission and the goals of the Tepper School of Business. The 2026 recipient is James Kronka. A big congratulations to all of our award recipients. Your contributions have continued the tradition of academic excellence and service to the Tepper School community. We will now continue by awarding the MBA degrees. Members of the audience, we ask for your cooperation in allowing students to approach the stage, as well as leaving the aisles clear so that all family and friends may have an unobstructed view. Please remain seated while taking any personal photographs. Out of respect for all of our graduates and their guests, we ask you to remain for the entirety of the ceremony. We will acknowledge our graduates as a group at the conclusion of the awarding of degrees.
Will the MBA graduates please come forward? Taylor Freeman. John Berger. Dylan Homoya. Billy Krebnik. Alex Holder. With University Honors, Umang Shah. With University Honors, Rick Lonichak. Andre Perkins. Matthew Chu. Shireen Saunders. Rana Mohammed Sawar. Simon Tenner. Aman Sachdev. David Roan. Kyle Person. Matthew Germain. Mark Morrison. Ashar Hafiz. Bella Costa. Sarah Galvin. Isabella Bjorkesson. Sophia Bazo. Michael Kim. With university honors, Bojana Shantayanda. James Garrick. Alexander Peakey. Stefan Brewer. With university honors, Nick Jameson. With university honors, Lindsay Leskinen. Seba Pereira. Brian Milstein. Warren Averett. Alexandra Armbruster. Walter Liska. Sajan Mahajan. Mohammed Izzatullah. With university honors, Belindo Sitores. With university honors, Redo Bhakti. With university honors, Mohammed Lutfan Akbar. Christopher Elson. Jenny Zhang. Caroline Muse. Haley Quattrochi. Cassandra Regal. Rebecca Schellenberger. Brian Sobolski. Aj Bernstein. Christian Strain. Russell Wank. Kruti Vanama. Kazuhiro Nagano. Junpei Takahashi. Ryochi Hiraga. Daiki Kawata. Mohammed Bilal Ayub. Bhuvaneshwari Chinnathambi. Sonali Rai. Sruti Nagarajan. Vitika Sethi. Vaibhav Purohit. Ritzi D'Souza. Eleche Cadetta. Jeffrey Pang. Adam West. Maya Sprouse. Patricia Wise. Duigo Altintas. With university honors, Takpui Ao. Akihiro Kubuki. Pravina Tathireddy. Akhil Madipati. Esteban Glauer. With university honors, Billy Lawton. Michael Oduro. David Bianco. David Blanco.
See, that's
Cameron Maxwell. Pratik Adhikari. Austin Lignell. Richard O. Ashwini Karant. Sean Kotikalapati. Nikita Suman. Shreya Chunchunwala. Garima Sondi. Sun Kyum Yoon. Malathi Chandrasekaran. Pujita Shashi. Sahana Iyer. Dr. Rebecca Huey. With university honors, Megan McCluskey. Stephen Reber. Daniel Powers. Calendrix Cook. Matthew Stukowski. Matthew Sullivan. Jonathan Kanaga. Nathan Edmondson. Dina Minaglia. Nikita Singh. Donald Sanders. Patrick Flaherty. Bernardo Chavez. Olivia Demkowitz. Urmi Maitra. Malcolm Dastor. With university honors, James Kromka. With university honors, Ash Chmielewski. Jonathan Ernster. Abhishek Kambapati. Anup Gulanikar. With university honors, Ji Ho Hong. Avik Singh. Hakuel Lee. Mantavya Agarwal. Shreyas Chavan. Spencer Ennis. With university honors, Greg Roeder. Catherine Malizia. Patrick McPartland. Anthony Raymond Edwards. Manit Singh. Sean Dowd. Chloe June. Eugene Kim. Daksh Tiwari. Angel Montalongo. Ethan Hicks. Sneh Shah. Athulia Mohandas. With university honors, Michael Long. Nisreen Dahoud. Om Brahmbhatt. Meet Sagar. Sergio Pereira Neto. Emmanuel Anaba. Namdi Okeke. Shreyas Hegde. Scott Saber. Hemant Adakatla. Stephen Stone. Akash Amati. Samuel Lin. With university honors, Luke Vaney. With university honors, Heidi Martino Johnson. Christian Reichert. David Aristizabal Montoya. With university honors, Benjamin Powell. Diego Bermudez. Jordan Kreit. Tayona Jarman. Judy Cohen. Hitomi Kisu. Shreya Sharma. Per Tenwan. Amber Lowe. Gafar Shitabe. Leon Manji. Kevin Park. Roberto Ramos. Brian Raymond. Justin Young. Kai Yang. Ankita Shankar. Nathan Reddy. Joseph DeLuca. Brendan Thomas Walsh. Ian Oberman. Nicole Chismar. Ryan McGowan. Ted White. Logan Heilman. Ashley King. With university honors, Alexis Su. Yingwen Shen. Warrington Piares. Aria Kiturongthong. Wei Chiu. Zhui Chun Xiao. Sam Huang.
Cañedo?
Fior Cañedo. Devin Smith. Daniel Oronato. Nolan Watson. Kyle Burney. Curtis Lloyd. Kevin Hong. Su Chang Chang. Jay Ha. With university honors, Ji-Hoon Lee. With university honors, Shiv Panchwani. Amrita Elongovan. Damidera David Olusa. Odira Chukwu Oluwabuike. With university honors, Divyesha Malhotra. Seher Sheikh. Sarah Ashkar. Ahana Bose. Preti Shah. Siddharth Balaji. Triti Osa. Boom Song. Benjamin Goldblatt. Olivia Ahern. Eric Quinlog. Parth Nagraj. Charlotte Pryor. Andrew Charnovich. Si Hyun Kim. Jose Zarate. Zachary Carper. Arthur Berman. Tyler Todd. Philippe Simon. Tevon Eversley. Jonathan Olo. Christopher Payne. Dean Dean Geratosio. Let's get it right. Clayton Maycomber. Justin Adams. Minal Jaisinghani. Wang Xie Wang. Jiahan Xie. Lanita Whittle. Logan Buzzard. Mitchell Larson. Amiya Swami. Please join us in congratulating the Tepper School of Business MBA class of 2026.
Okay. Okay. All right. So today's ceremony underscores the immense pride we have in each of you. As you leave here today, each from us faculty, administration, and staff sends our best wishes and for success for all of you do. You're now members of the alumni community of the Tepper School of Business and Carnegie Mellon University. Your time as a student has concluded, but you're an alumni forever. I hope that you will stay connected with your friends and classmates, with your advisors, with faculty, and with the Tepper School. The deep relationship you have formed here will serve you through your lifetime. This concludes the 2026 Diploma Ceremony. As we begin the recessional, I'd like to ask the graduates to allow the faculty and administrators on stage to exit first. Graduates should then follow the faculty, exiting row by row, starting with the first row. Once you exit the auditorium, please head to the corridor on your left to pick up your diploma. I'd like to ask the guests to please remain seated until the faculty and graduate have exited the auditorium. Once again, to all our graduates, congratulations. Let's take the direct route.